This episode of The Couch is proudly supported by Retrovision. Shop with the confidence that you're getting the best price on offer. And Safety Compliance Global, taking care of all your safety requirements. Thank you for supporting local.
Thank you for supporting local. Episode 779. Thank you to Victoria C31. Thank you for watching The Couch and making us number one all around Melbourne. And we hope to be number one everywhere around Australia. I'm hoping anyway. Not a gold logie yet, but let me tell you who's on the show today. Talking Entertainment is coming up first, I've been told. That's coming up very soon with Alexander. Music with Demelza Leonard, of course. CEO Kate O'Hara, she runs Foodbank. We're going to talk to her very soon today. What's on Perth with Belinda. We've also got Rebecca Gilling coming in to talk about Planet Ark National Tree Day. Stick around for that one. Bernadette Marie is back with Talking Fashion, and the Bitchin' team is back as well. It is a big couch. It's local, made at Ellenbrook Secondary College, and it's coming to you now. Episode 779.
Showtime on the couch. Yeah, it's showtime on the couch. You can see it from your house. You can watch it from your house. It's showtime on the couch with Fred and the best in town. Oh, it's showtime on the couch.
Hello Australia, welcome to the fantastic Media 3 studio here where The Couch is filmed every week. We've got a big show today. Let me get straight into it. We've got Demelza Leonard talking music and Alexander Sacosta talking entertainment. Welcome to both of you.
Hello.
Nice to have you both.
Thank
It's
you.
been a big week in news.
Huge, Fred.
Why don't you
Oh my
start it
gosh.
today, please?
Thank you, Fred.
Justin Bieber is in the news again.
My good friend Justin Bieber.
Yep.
Yes, that's true. He performed in this $1 billion wedding for India's richest couple. So he was
Really?
paid, get this, $10 million.
Is that
Fred.
all?
Is that all? I know. It's just a side gig for him because he hasn't performed in a while.
We will
Justin.
never earn $10 million in our lifetime.
Don't put it into existence, as Kendall Jenner says. You need to manifest, Fred.
Okay.
We will earn $10 million.
Help me after the show.
Help me, Kendall Jenner. Now, so this was the tycoon, who they're like the 9th richest man in the world. He's got a net worth of $113.5 billion. There he is performing at the event.
Wow.
Now, this family, when they have events, they don't muck around, Fred. They've had Katy Perry at their events. They've had the Backstreet Boys. They've had David Guetta. They've had Pitbull, so you know the music's terrible. And they've also had Andrea Bocelli. So, like, you've set the bar pretty high if you're in that family. I don't think you can, like, invite them to your house for dinner.
No. But
Yes.
that's still good. I'm glad to see Justin still doing some good things around there.
Well, it's pretty easy. He flies in, performs, and then literally left that
And
night.
$10 million in his pocket.
Can you believe that?
You'd wonder, really, does it? He would be loaded now.
Oh,
$10 million
so
would be
much
like us
money.
making a $1,000 appearance.
And he's going to be a dad as well,
That's
isn't
right,
he?
with
So,
his wife
yeah.
Hayley,
With
formerly
Hayley.
Baldwin, now
Yep.
Of the Baldwin clan.
Yes.
Nepo babies all around, yes.
And great news about Alec Baldwin, of course, today.
Yes.
The courts have dismissed all the charges, which is
And
great
his
as well.
Spanish wife, Hilaria, not Hilaria, as she keeps correcting us.
Exactly. Now, what's happening with the Lokies? Because I know, are you going this year? Part
Yes,
of Channel 7?
thankfully I was invited. Thank you so much to my good friends at Channel 7 for inviting me. I look forward to finding my way on the red carpet. Hopefully they won't lose my ticket like they seem to every year. And they're always like, what are you doing here? Who let you in here? The usual, Fred. But Gold Logie nominees, most popular personality. We didn't make it this time, Demelza, sorry.
Stay tuned.
We
They're
nominated.
coming, right?
nominated.
Yeah.
So we've got Andy Lee up for it. We've got Asher Keddy, Julia Morris, Larry Emder, first time. I met him at Telethon.
He's a lovely guy.
He's so nice. He
Very
said I
nice
was the
guy.
best dressed there. I have that on file.
Yes.
And then we have Tony Armstrong and Sonia Kruger as well.
Now, a betting man, I'd probably say Tony Armstrong, because I think it's time.
You think so?
Yeah, but I also would love to see. Who was the other one? The second one you mentioned?
Andy Lee or Asher Keddy?
No, not
Oh,
Asher
Robert
Keddy.
Irwin, our lovely
Robert
Robert.
Irwin. I think
Oh.
it might be
I
Robert
think-
Irwin's time. I don't think Larry Emder will have it. Because it's judged on you being the most popular personality.
Yeah.
But we love Larry.
But he does have the morning show and he,
He
does very
does.
well with
He
that.
does.
So,
He's very
look,
popular.
I think all of them deserve to win.
Oh,
but I think
yeah.
it will either be Robert Irwin
Good range.
or I think it might be Larry Emder or the other one that I said.
I think Robert's going to get the vote.
So we've got Robert, and I'll just throw in a dark horse, Asher Shigetti. There we go.
Well, good luck. When's that all happening? It's all happening on the
It's
Gold
in about
Coast?
another month.
Are they
isn't
doing it
Yeah.
still on the Gold Coast?
I believe so.
They might be moving back
No,
to Sydney.
no, it is on the Gold Coast now. Yes, that's right.
Fantastic. What's happening with the Devil Wears
Devil Wears Prada coming back for a sequel. Meryl Streep posted on her Instagram as well about this. So
She's great. I love her.
Iconic role, Miranda Priestley. Iconic movie, infinitely quotable.
There she is there.
That's all. And huge that it's been announced. They've been saying they want to do a sequel, and if you were going to do a sequel, you couldn't do it without Miranda Priestley's character as
And they've
well.
only done one, and it's been, what,
Oh,
20
it's been
years?
a while, yeah, 20 years.
So it's about time we did another one. And it'll probably do
100%.
very, very well.
100%.
The world's changed in that time, and I think it could be
Yeah.
the script
Well,
writer.
that's what they think, because there's been 2 sequel novels written, so there's a lot to draw from as well by Lauren Weisberger.
I think when you don't kill something, you've got something to write about. It's like the Mamma Mia thing with Meryl Streep, of course. They're looking,
Twisters.
yeah,
Just happened as well. Like Twisters was much. I mean, you saw it as
Yes.
I did see
and I believe Fly Me to the Moon
as well.
it failed. Apparently,
Oh, well, it's only been out a couple
only
of
been
weeks.
out a few days, but they're saying it didn't take the heights that they thought it was going to take. So
Wow, it's a hard
interesting what
industry.
people love or don't love. What's happening with Margot Robbie? Because she's loved by everybody.
Oh, we believe.
That's when
allegedly,
good
she has
neighbours
announced
become
it.
good mums.
Yeah, good mums indeed. So she's she was there we are from the Barbie movie, classic iconic role as well, $1 billion film. She is allegedly pregnant with her first child with husband Tom Ackley, the producer of some of her films as well. So she was showing off her alleged baby bump in a cropped white
Good
t-shirt
luck
while she was
to her.
holidaying. How wonderful!
That's good.
Oh, look, I have a lot of
scrubble.
time for Margot Robbie. Was an amazing actress on Neighbours.
Yes.
She's always held
Genuine.
herself up to be very respectable,
Very
decent,
respectful.
Australian, and always remembers where she's from.
Yes.
Well, she does now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Put it that way at the moment. But well done to her. Anything else? That's it?
That's very exciting, Fred, and that's pretty much as Miranda Priestley says, that's all.
That's all. Thank you very much. Demelza, can you add to that, please?
I can. So Troye Sivan has announced that he is coming home to Australia, but he's not coming home to Perth. So
No,
we are
he's had a lot of
kicked
people
off
complain
this
about
tour
that.
right now. So Something to Give Each Other, which is the brand new album that he had, absolute hit album. Rush is the biggest track that's come off that. He's going to do Adelaide, Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane.
It's funny
No Perth.
because he was. We had him on the couch many years when he was a kid, 8, 9, 10. When he used to do telethon back then, he's actually bought himself an apartment now in Melbourne as well. So it sort of tells you that he wants to grow up and move away.
I think also if you have a look at this, if we get enough maybe people petitioning, we might see a Perth tour. But also when you look at the logistical side of things, and we are seeing a lot of artists not make the trek to WA unless they're doing that Southeast
Or they're being
Asia.
paid by the state government.
Or they're
$8
being
million
paid by the state government, which we'll talk about a little bit
Oh,
later.
really good.
So that tour is going to take place in November, and if you do want to make the trek over east for it, tickets go on sale on July 16th.
That's exciting.
Peking duck. I'm hungry, but I don't think it's the food type you're talking about.
No.
This is this crazy
so this
craze
is
of
an EDM
Bunnings.
duo. You know Abby Chatfield.
I do.
One of them is her boyfriend. Peking Duck, been around for years. Great EDM, Aussie EDM crew. They have started a petition to get a rave happening in Bunnings. Now, this that's playing is a EDM rave jingle
it's very clever.
of the Bunnings ad, and it's So What Not is What's So Not, who's another DJ, will
Why do you
also
reckon?
be part of
Why do you
it.
reckon they've even thought of doing this?
It's iconically Aussie. It is
Bunnings thing.
iconically Aussie. You know what? If it happens and say it's in Perth, I will go. I will grab a Bunnings hat. I will go and just be part of it. Who doesn't want to rave out in the chainsaw aisle, you know?
This feels like an industry plant. I feel like Bunnings behind this. Well, all these people who are popping up with this idea to do a rave in Bunnings, I was like,
I'd have to say I couldn't imagine Bunnings needing the publicity because they're already number one.
no.
But this could be a great public
Yes.
relations.
It would be very interesting to see if it's actually going to happen inside Bunnings, given just how much interesting items are in there, or if it's going to be a rave in the car park outside of Bunnings. Get some sausage snaggers,
yes.
we're ready.
Lowest prices are just the beginning.
You know
And that
what?
10% guaranteed discount they will give you if you match the price and all that.
Well, that's it.
Now
Get
they've
me
got a
some
DJ.
glow sticks with that and we'll be good.
Sounds pretty good. Now, were we talking about ABBA or... Oh, no, Coldplay.
No, we were
Sorry.
talking about
I
Coldplay.
knew there'd be no
I
ABBA
told you
news.
there's no... ABBA's boycotted for the rest.
Do you reckon we could get ABBA over here for $8 million bucks?
Maybe
I
one
don't
of
know.
them.
I don't-
Agnetha,
Yeah.
definitely. The others,
Yeah,
probably not.
not the princess. Not the princess.
What's
But-
happening with Coldplay?
Yeah, so Coldplay, it's been announced via the Guardian newspaper that Coldplay was paid $8 million by the WA government to bring them here for those two short shows that we had
Is
late
that
last
more
year.
than what they would have earned in the concerts themselves? Because if you say, what, $150, $200 a ticket?
It's hard to tell
130,000?
because remember a lot of it is the promoters and then you'll have the fee. So it's not like a gig that you would have down at the pub. It's
No.
you know, Live Nation was involved. So there was probably some sort of deal factored in with Live Nation, and then there would be a performance, an artist
The
fee on
rumour
top
was
of that.
we made as a state $80 million. So yes, it's great revenue. I still have to say it's amazing when we've got money to bring soccer players, soccer teams.
WWE.
Yeah, we can bring all these things, and it's great that they're coming to WA. Coldplay, wonderful band. But I also believe governments needs to say, well, there's $8 million for them, $8 million for Royal Perth Hospital, $8 million for the Ellenbrook High School. You've got to still spend the money equally and fairly, because I think there's a perception out there that governments will do things for publicity,
Yes.
even if it's not meant in that way.
No.
Yeah.
And I think that's the perception.
And I think also put that money into our local arts
Correct,
and our
yes.
local musicians.
Correct.
You know,
Like Guy Sebastian for WA Day.
Yeah.
Local
Yeah.
artists together
Like-
here in
Correct.
WA.
You know,
My favourite one.
bring Troy Sivan for WA
Yeah, $8
Day.
million
You know,
bucks.
Who's Tame
there's
Impala?
something.
That's what I always say.
I tell you what, bring back Fat Cat, I say. He was cheap. He doesn't even talk. He never complains. Fantastic. Look, Coldplay, we're not bagging you. We think you're wonderful. We'd
Yeah.
love you to have you back here as well and make another $80 million for our government,
Yeah.
which is great. That's it.
That
The
is.
ARIA top threes.
ARIA
Is there
top
any more
three,
news?
no, that's all the news. But the ARIA top 3 has changed again. I'm liking this year. It's not the same songs every year. But Sabrina Carpenter does have a back-to-back.
Love this
Please,
song.
please, please at number 3. At number 2, it's Espresso.
How can these
And
songs rate?
Number 1, a bar song, Tipsy Shaboozey.
Tell me something
I love
between
this
either
song.
of you.
Yeah,
Do you think those songs are great? Honestly, do you listen
yeah,
to
I
them?
like them. I
It
like
must be
them.
the
I
age
mean,
then.
Yes, I endorse those songs, Fred. So talented.
you're all about Sabrina Carpenter.
Sabrina Carpenter is the Mozart of our times, I say.
Yes. Yeah. There's a job
let
vacancy
the
in
Swifties
Queensland
hear
at
you,
Channel
mate.
7, I believe.
Oh, yes, I heard.
Yes, I heard about that one. You never know. Loving those songs could get you there. Hey, thank you very much, Demelza.
Thank
You're
you.
back in a couple of weeks. We're
Yeah.
off next week, Australia. We're having a break next week, but we're back the week after. And I think you've got your fantastic
culture.
pop culture as
Yes.
well. Alexander, you're always popping back.
You know
So
me.
we'll see you in a couple of
I'll
weeks.
be at a
no doubt.
Bunnings.
Doing a
making
bit of
an
a rave,
appearance,
having
yeah.
a bit of a rave. Thank you to
He'll be the
both of
MC.
them. Alexander Sacosta, Demelza Leonard, of course, here on the couch. Follow them on their socials as well. We will take a break on the couch. More coming up right after this. Stick around. You're watching the couch on Foxtel. See you then. Welcome back to the couch. From two troublemakers to one that pretty much level. She's a good person. Belinda Cipriano is back on the couch. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
Did you
It's
see
so
those
good
two rap
I
bags on the
know,
way?
I know. Trouble with the capital T.
When you put two of them together on the couch, you
It's
get double trouble.
Double trouble.
But they're a
Lucky.
lot of fun.
Yeah, they're a good time.
Hey,
they are.
Belinda, what have you been up to?
A lot.
Yeah?
Been going out, enjoying the winter,
Yeah.
not enjoying the Euro summer like
No.
everybody else is, unfortunately. Next year, though, Fred, you and I, Euro summer.
I think so.
Greece.
Maybe sing a bit of ABBA.
Yes.
And a bit of
ABBA,
Elvis.
yes.
Some of our Tony Charles.
Yes,
Do you know,
Tony
every
Charles.
time I hear that on the radio, I think of our singing, how bad it is.
Stop your fussing.
Yeah, that's the one. Hey, let's go and have something to eat and drink. Got the Good
Yes.
Good and Wine Festival. It's coming
Yes,
back
the Good
again.
Food and Wine Show is coming
That one
back.
too, yes.
Yes, the Good Food and Wine Show, July 19 to 21, back at the PCEC. This
How good is that?
is my royal show. Like,
Yeah.
I love
It
this.
is a good event.
When I'm not enjoying a European summer, I'm here, and I will be. I bought my
It's all the
tickets for this.
samples as
yeah,
well.
you get, and the wine tastings. My goodness, it's like going to Spring in the Valley and these kids are
Indoors
2
and
years.
not-
Yeah,
you don't get
indoors,
wet.
and you don't have to worry.
Yep.
You get on the train and all's good. So there's over 200 exhibitors. There's celebrity chefs. Celebrity chef Miguel Maestro, who is my absolute fave celebrity chef, is back, as is Alistair.
Ready, steady,
McLeod.
cook,
yes,
everyone.
Yes, ready, steady, cook. We should go on that, actually. We need to audition. So they're back. There'll be demonstrations. Like I said, celebrity chefs. Tickets start at $39, and it's on from the 19th to the 21st of July.
Sounds good, and it is a great show, and you get
Yep.
a free glass as well.
Yes, you do. I've got mine from last year.
I've got 4 of them.
Yes.
They're
it's-
actually really good.
They
They're all the
are.
same size
Yeah,
too.
yeah, and you can just pop your little sample.
Only
or
problem.
Little sample.
When you put it out on the table when people come over, they think you're a bit of a tight ass because they know you got them for free. Why do people think such
Well,
things?
you're a wine connoisseur because you're out there going to these
Exactly,
events.
thank
See,
you.
Fred?
That
You've got to look at the
confirms I'm doing the
positives.
right
You
thing.
know what I mean?
Hey, what's Bogan Shakespeare?
So Bogan Shakespeare is right up my alley. I used to have a boss who used to call me the Bogan Princess.
Really?
Yes, because she
That's
sees a bit of
horrible.
Bogan from me
Yeah.
from Coburn, Freo area, and then the princess side of me as well.
Really?
Yeah, but Bogan Shakespeare is coming to the city of Coburn at the Memorial Hall on July 26th. It
Yeah.
is based in Ellenbrook, believe it or not.
It would have to be.
It's
Yes.
based
Everything's
in
based
Ellenbrook,
here now.
right? And it features a Dockers family
Yeah.
and an Eagles family on a finals derby. Now, what happens in Shakespeare? Well, we know
Well,
what happens.
someone-
It doesn't
yeah.
end up well.
It didn't for the Eagles either.
No. So you'd want to be on the Dockers side, and I am on the Dockers side. so
They're 4th on the ladder. For those Eagles
well, yeah,
supporters.
and we're looking at going third.
Yes,
Like, we're
I
looking at
agree.
going third. We're currently playing now. I'm having a nervous breakdown right now on
Yep.
air. So that is happening on July 26th. Tickets are $15, and you can get your tickets via the link on the
Fantastic.
screen.
Now, I remember the Wedding Singer movie.
My goodness,
But
isn't it a
what's
classic?
this one all about?
So this is based on the Wedding Singer movie. So
Yeah.
this is coming to Planet Royale on July 17, based on the movie which was made famous by Drew Barrymore.
And the guy with the blonde hair, wasn't it?
Adam
No.
Sandler.
Adam Sandler,
And,
sorry, yes.
Yeah, I'm actually seeing Drew Barrymore
That's right.
next month. She's coming to Brisbane and Sydney.
Are you
She's my
serious?
absolute
Now,
favourite
she
actress.
does the show called Drew.
Drew, yeah. So
Isn't
she's
it
bringing
funny?
it to she's bringing it loosely to Brisbane and Sydney.
I think she's fabulous
So do
because
I.
I like the fact she doesn't try to become a presenter. She's
No.
just her.
But she's right up there and personal.
Yep,
like
I
on,
love her,
She's
love her.
yeah. So anyway, back to the Wedding Singer. Big hair, 80s. We love the 80s. It's
Yep.
my favourite era ever. Yours?
Yes, we love big hair.
Big hair, neon, all of
The
my
80s
favourite
were
things.
fun times.
It was.
And lots of ABBA.
Lots of ABBA. Tickets are $90 and you can get them via the link on the screen. So that is July 17, from July 17 at Planet Royale.
Brothers Wreck.
Yes, so this one has started. It's
Yep.
playing at the Subiaco Arts Subiaco Arts Centre.
Yep.
It's supported by the Indigenous cast Yura Yakin, and it's a unique opportunity to experience iconic Australian theatre. at its
Yura
very-
Yarkin, I believe it is.
There you go. See
how good I am?
You are very good.
NAIDOC
That is
week
good.
and all that.
I
I
know.
learnt all
I love
the
that.
right-
We've celebrated
Yep.
all week,
Philip
which is
Wally
wonderful.
Stack.
He's fantastic, isn't he?
He's fantastic. Brothers Wreck. It's happening at the moment.
Yes, it is, and tickets are $40, and it's on until July 20, so a short season. So make sure if you want to get along to this one, definitely do so. It is by Aboriginal playwright Jada Albert, so definitely
Fantastic.
get along
Support
to that
your
one.
local stuff
Absolutely.
as well. Yagan Square Olympic Festival is coming up. Now, the Nine Network, which we
Yes.
are the home of the Olympics at
Absolutely.
9, we're going to be transmitting it all on the big screens there
Yes,
for the
so
whole
it's
lot.
happening at Yagan Square.
Correct.
It's coming alive. There's going to be all sorts of things happening out at Yagan Square. So obviously it kicks off on Friday, July 26th to Sunday, August 11. It's also filming all of the live events for the Paralympics, which is amazing.
Yep.
So August 28 to September 8,
Yep.
that you can watch every single live.
Don't miss a minute
No,
on
don't.
9 and Foxtel.
Absolutely,
And everywhere
yeah,
else.
exactly.
It's going to be great. Yagan Square, a wonderful venue
Yes,
in Perth.
so much happening there. You
Yep.
can go to Stories and go to Alba the restaurant. I'm actually heading there for a meal in a couple of weeks,
Yep.
so looking forward to that. But there's so much happening out there at Yagan.
Were you a bit of a dancer?
I was.
But did you burn the floor?
I did. And
Did
do you know
you?
who I burnt the floor with?
No.
I did, but I was very lucky enough to burn the floor with Carmelo Pizzino.
Oh, I know him. He's here in Perth now.
Yes, he is. So he was
one
on
of
the
those shows.
Dancing with the Stars.
That's
He's
nice.
incredible. Well, Burn the Floor is coming back to the Regal Theatre and to Mandurah, so it's only around for 4 nights. Have you been to Burn the Floor before?
I've seen it once at the Regal, I think
Yeah,
it might
it's
have been.
so incredible. So they basically transform the traditional dances like the Viennese waltz and the foxtrot, and they make it something new. Incredible performances. Tickets start around the $90 mark, and like I said, from the 14th to 18th of August. Get your tickets.
Now, have I get something very special about you?
Oh, yes. See, I couldn't remember how it went, but I'm glad you did.
I
Who's
can't
that?
stand the rain.
Yeah, on my window. That's it. She would not be
There's
happy with our renditions.
Look, Marsha Hines,
She's
she's
incredible.
probably one of the most talented performers and most beautiful Australians.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
And she's
Now,
here in Perth.
At the moment, she's here for Greece. We missed you at Greece. It was so amazing. It was so fun. Yeah, so she plays Teen Angel in Greece. So that's playing until July 28. And then Marsha is celebrating 50 years since arriving in Perth for Hair, the musical.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Congratulations to Marsha. I was thought you
exactly.
were going to tell me she's 50 years old. I thought,
Yes.
Really? I'm 37.
Well, she looks incredible.
No, she
and
does
she's
look
celebrating with a 22 song celebration, which she's releasing on... It's not an album, but album. And she's also releasing it as a concert here.
Yep.
She's also doing it in Perth and Mandurah. So that is August 8 at the Mandurah Performing Arts Centre, August 10 at Crown Theatre. Tickets are around $79. Don't miss her because she is incredible. She's such a talent. Yeah, absolutely.
BelindaCipriano.com.
.com,
There you go,
just
that's how you
.com.
do it.
This
When are
is
you
it.
releasing your books?
Oh, I'm actually in the process of writing my third one, which
Beautiful.
is
So
super
we'll talk
exciting.
about that in the next
another time.
series.
Yep, absolutely.
Thank you to Belinda Cipriano.
Thank you for having
Do
me.
you ever get hungry?
I'm always hungry.
Do you ever feel like you had your own bank for food?
Yes.
Well,
yes.
if you want to know more about Food Bank, check this out.
Let's go on a journey inside your tummy to find the ghrelins, your hunger hormones. They're teeny tiny, microscopic in fact, and unless you eat soon, their numbers will grow. Now for most, the answer is simple. Reach for a healthy snack and their numbers retreat. But for 1 in 5 hungry West Aussies, the hunger remains. However, there is hope. Help feed the ghrelins. Donate to Food Bank WA.
That is their new TV commercial, and with us today, speaking about Food Bank WA, is the CEO, Kate O'Hara. Welcome to the couch. First
Thank you.
time, Kate.
Yes, it is. It's quite exciting, and what a setup. It's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun, and like you, we look after the locals, and Food Bank have been doing what you do for how many years now?
We're actually in our 30th year in Western Australia, so a very big year
You're
for
about
us. Very
7
proud.
years after me, because like 23 for us, 30 for you. You guys have got 3 principles when you look at your work that you do. What are those 3?
We're all about feed, educate and advocate, and that's about feeding communities in need. They're dealing with food stress. Educating people about how to eat really nutritious food that's really budgetable at any life stage. So we've got programs for everyone. And then advocating for those that are in hardship and telling the story so that not just the community and those around us and the broader sector of social services, but government and corporate and philanthropists can hear those
Now,
stories.
that was my next question, because you can't do what you do with air. You have to do it with funding, and you have some amazing organisations that give you food to be able to sell either cheaply or donate it to people that don't have anything. What's happening with government? Are they still funding Food Bank? Because there's a perception out there that you're a government-funded organisation. That's not the case.
Well, Fred, that's so not the case. The government has recently been very kind to us with a $500,000 funding pool for us to buy meat and get meat back into the mix.
Good.
Because we had some changes last year that meant the meat supply had dropped off significantly. So that fund will allow us to create a meat supply on an ongoing basis. But the only other funding we get currently is for the school breakfast program.
Tell us about that, because that's been operating, how many years now that's been operating?
We're in our 24th year.
24 years,
Yes,
congratulations.
yes.
And tell us about that vital service, because it's so important to so many families.
It is, and it now reaches out to 530 schools across the whole of the state. So it's not just Metro, it's right up to the top of the state, right down to Esperance.
And is that for all the kids at that school, or is it only for the certain kids that are disadvantaged?
Well, it really depends on each school. We're in the business of providing the nutritious purchase supplies that are shelf stable to all those schools. And some schools, obviously, like Clumberoo, very, very hot environment. But we put the food to the school. The school then works out just what to do. Some schools have it as an open program 5 days a week to every student.
Wonderful.
And some have it in a more secular manner according to the needs of the school.
Well, it's all budget as well and have what you've got to give out. But you know what? You guys for 24 years have provided this wonderful service.
Yes.
There is some funding, $1 million a year or thereabouts from the state government, I'm assuming. Is it state or federal?
It's state.
And you would think the federal would contribute, especially considering COVID, cost of living now has gone through the roof. It must be hard for you guys to keep operating with less and less money.
Well, we've seen numbers increase significantly for the feed services we provide, and the government funding we get for the school breakfast program is 9% of our total. So we're a $12 million business, and when we get just that stable funding from the government and then we get this irregular funding, the government's been very helpful with our previous locations, so building up a branch.
Because you've got the brand new branch now near the airport.
Oh, that brand new branch is nearly 10 years old.
I was going to say, I remember being invited out there when you first started, so that was a while ago, before COVID. But you are looking at opening a new branch in Bunbury, hopefully, southwest.
Well, we've been in Bunbury for 20 years, and that's been sensational because the service down there has really been able to maximise the food bowl. And the farmers down there are sensational. Fruit and veg in the Bunbury branch is always very good.
Freshest.
Very good. However, it's come to its end of life, and the demand we're now servicing in Bunbury is significant, and we need to move.
So you need a bigger factory. You need some generous people down there.
Yes, we do.
Plenty of generous people here in Western Australia. It always amazes me, the generosity in our state.
Yes.
And sometimes you get more than the government gives you. And I think it's a wonderful thing. Otherwise, the valuable service Food Bank provides could not happen without the help of so many people. You've got volunteers as well, which work incredibly hard, and they're committed to what you do.
We do. We have 200 that are very regular volunteers, and seriously, that 200 group, without them we couldn't do anything. On top of the 200 is 2,000 regular volunteers through corporates.
Wow.
So the 200 come weekly or fortnightly, and then over the year, 2,000 corporates come in and they pack food, they make meals. It's a fantastic level of support from corporate groups.
So how can we help you? What's happening at the moment that we need some help with?
Well, the biggest thing at the moment is we know that we're not meeting the needs of everybody in community, and we think there's about a third of households that really need some help.
Yep.
Now, think about this for a second, because when you're struggling with a budget, the one thing you can turn down overnight as a cost is your cost of food.
Yes.
So if you're struggling to get your rent or your mortgage paid, the best thing to do is use a service like Food Bank.
Correct.
And that means that they can manage the budget and keep the home. So if you lose your home, where do you go? And in WA, it's super tight.
I agree. Now, just to let people know, here in WA, I know Food Bank's a national organisation, but here in WA, if you are in hardship situation, your utility providers, there are people out there, counsellors, they are connected with Food Bank. They will try and get you in. If not for free, they can provide you cheaper food as well. And you do an amazing job out there. Can people donate to Food Bank if they want to give you a cash donation?
There's a fabulous website, foodbank.org.au, obviously, but we're as much about time, treasure, talent, because we are a referral system. So we have 400 agency partners that give us some advice and guidance on who needs our help. And one of those is the Financial Wellbeing Collective, who do have consultants in our Perth branch 3 days a week. And we have financial consultants at Bunbury and Peel. Because you're right, Fred, having people to guide you on how to better balance your budget, we're part of the solution, but we're a great first step.
Food Bank, it's so nice to have you back here, especially Food Bank WA. Kate O'Hara, of course, the CEO. Support Food Bank. Go to their website. We gave that website again. What is it again, please, Kate?
Foodbank.org.au.
Go on there, get in contact with them if you want to donate some food, if you're a big supplier, if you've got plenty of money, if you've got some help that you need, contact them. Thank you very much for coming in. I'm glad to have you back home and here on the couch, and we welcome you any time that we can. There's lots of things, initiatives that you guys are running, and we'll hear them hopefully throughout the next few months.
Well, we'll be seeing you very soon again.
You will.
Thank you, Fred.
Good on you. Kate O'Hara, Food Bank WA, Food Bank around Australia. Support them. They do a vital and great job. And get your government agencies to support them as well. We'll take a break. More of The Couch coming up after this. That's wonderful. Welcome back to the couch. Always fantastic talking about the wonderful work of Planet Ark. We're going to be talking to Rebecca Gilling very, very soon, all the way from the Blue Mountains. But first, check out National Tree Days promo that's coming up.
Why are you planting a tree this National Tree Day?
I'm planting it for future generations.
I'm planting a lemon myrtle for the native sugarbag bee.
To create a local habitat for the animals I love.
National Tree Day is important to my mob because there's a lot of endangered species, and if we can get everyone to plant at least one species, that's one step closer to bringing them back.
Join Planet Ark and Toyota this National Tree Day, Sunday 28th of July. Find out more at treeday.planetark.org.
There you go. If you haven't planned on planting a tree, plant two. We've got Rebecca Gilling, of course, the CEO of Planet Ark, on the line. She's on Zoom. Well, welcome to the program, Rebecca. Nice to have you here.
Great to be here. Thanks, Fred.
And you're in the Blue Mountains at the moment.
I am in the Blue Mountains. It's quite chilly. I'm hoping tomorrow will be fine enough for me to plant my natives to do my bit for National Tree Day.
Now, you're the CEO of Planet Ark as well, and you do some amazing work, a lot of amazing work actually around Australia. Tell me a little bit about National Tree Day. How is that going?
Well, it's been going since 1996, Fred, and over that time, we estimate that around 5 million volunteers have planted more than 27 million native trees, shrubs and grasses. That's about 10 million volunteer hours over those years.
Amazing. Now, Rebecca, why did we start National Tree Day? What was the need for it?
Well, I think it was partly in terms of improving local habitat for wildlife, but also over the years it's developed really as an opportunity for communities to get together and work in common cause. And more recently, there's been more and more evidence available about the health and well-being benefits for people of spending time in nature. So it's really a combination of all those things that over the years have driven our determination to get National Tree Day up and running and get as many people involved as possible.
Now, I know with COVID a few years ago, when it was a bit hard to go out and plant trees, but how are we getting back into it? What are we doing this year to celebrate the day?
Well, I think we've got about 600 schools involved around the country. We're reckoning about 1,200 sites. So the other half will be families and community groups getting out on Sunday, the 28th of July. Of course, School Tree Day is always the Friday before that Sunday. And people will be getting out in their local area. There are a few sites around the Perth area that will be operating on the Sunday, and I can give you some details about that.
Yes, go for it.
Yes, so we've got Perth City Council is doing one at the Narrows interchange from 9 till midday. And there's going to be a welcome to country and a smoking ceremony to kick that off. And there'll be about 4,000 native plants going into the ground there. Tom Bateman Wetland at Thornley is planting for birds and other wildlife in the wetlands. And there's a sausage festival there as well, and an opportunity to talk to your local council. So if you're in that area, you might be interested to come along to that.
Yep.
And there's one at Whiteman's Park at Brabham, again, 9:30 to 12 on the Sunday, and they're planting habitat for a range of species that the area is home to, including the quenda and the black glove wallaby. I've never heard of the
Neither
quenda.
have I, and I live in Brabham, so it's just up the road from here. Ellenbrook's
There you go.
yeah, it's about 5 minutes away. How important is National Tree Day? How important do you think, as the CEO, for Australia and for the kids getting involved as well?
Look, I think it's so important for children to have things to do outside, get them away from screens and outside for the health and well-being benefits that we know about, getting the exercise and fresh air. I also talk to teachers who tell me that they have students in their charge who rarely get an opportunity to put their hands in the earth these days. We know that more and more kids are living in units rather than having access to the outside as much as I did in my childhood, or you did in yours, Fred, I would imagine. So that's really important. But also, we know that with more and more bad news about the environment, it's really important for the young to have a sense of hope. And planting a native plant is an act of hope, finally.
Fantastic. Now, if people want to get involved, obviously the city councils in their area are probably the best places to ask first, or Planet Ark. You guys have got an amazing website. Do you want to tell us what the address is?
Yes, it's treeday.planetark.org. It couldn't be simpler. And you can find a site near you there, or you can even register a site for any time of the year. We like to think that every day is Tree Day.
Now, Planet Ark does other amazing work in the community. Rebecca, tell us about some of the other things that are coming up for us to look out for.
Well, there's always National Recycling Week in the second week of November, so that's our next big calendar event. And that's closely followed by a conference that we're holding for the third year this year, which is about the circular economy. And that's an area that we've become more and more interested in and involved in trying to embed in our community and society, getting people to understand that recycling is important, but it's actually much more important for people to move up what we call the ladder of R's.
Yeah.
So more about refuse, reduce, reuse before you get to recycle. So the planetark.org has a wealth of information for individuals, for school groups, for anybody who wants to make some changes in their workplace, in their school, or at home.
Well done. Thank you, Rebecca. Thanks for all the work that you do with Planet Ark. You've been there for many, many years now. And I did ask you last time, are we likely to see you back on television? I don't reckon you've got any time.
Only talking about Planet Ark's wonderful initiatives, Fred.
Well done, and you do a great job at it. Thank you. National Tree Day coming up on the 28th of July this month. And check your local, guys. Check out the website at Planet Ark, and of course Tree Day as well. Thank you, Rebecca. Have a wonderful time in the Blue Mountains. Don't get too cold, and we'll see you out there planting some trees on National Tree Day.
Lovely to talk to you, Fred.
Thank you. Bye-bye. That's, of course, Rebecca Gilling. She is the CEO of Planet Ark, and National Tree Day is coming up very, very soon around Australia, here in Brabham, where I live as well. Let's go straight to our next guest. Are you going to be planting a tree, Bernadette?
Absolutely. I'm all about nature.
It's fantastic, actually, that we do this as a country. Now, we were talking to Rebecca Gilling there, which you saw.
Yeah.
What's interesting is, it's true, the blocks of lands have become smaller.
Yeah.
So parents don't have the backyard for the kids anymore.
Yeah,
so here in Brabham, where we live, you've got parks everywhere. So families now go out to those parks, and it's very important to grow those the trees.
The yards are getting smaller, and sometimes there's no grass.
Yep.
It's just a little cement block out the back.
Exactly.
So it's
Concrete
very
jungle.
good to get out in the soil.
Bernadette, fashion never decreases.
Never,
You've got a great segment today.
Now, look, I think I should be
Are you going to put the
complete
glasses on?
look. You know, just for a few
Dane
moments.
Edna's back.
I don't normally dress like this, but look, this is the full look. Now, so today we're going to talk fashion trend of the month.
Yep, tell me.
And I'll be interested to know if this is a fashion look that you would go for.
Okay.
It is called the mob wife aesthetic. Okay, so as you can see, we're thinking...
So this is the mob wife?
So we're thinking fur coats, we're thinking, you know, luxe jewellery, lots of gold statement jewellery. Think Sopranos. Did you ever watch The Sopranos?
Yes.
Yeah, so you know Carmela Soprano. She was known for her glamorous style and gold jewellery, French tip long nails, fur coats. You know, every time Tony Soprano messed up, he would just buy her another piece of jewellery or a coat. I know. So the beauty of this trend is versatility.
Is it an expensive look?
Well, I mean, obviously we're not buying real fur coats and we can just buy statement gold jewellery. It doesn't have to be real. But, so it doesn't have to be expensive as well. But what perfect time than Perth's winter
Yeah.
to dress, nice and warm
Yes,
and
I can
glam.
see you looking wonderful. Is that you?
Well, this is like a few weeks ago. We went to Quarter Acre Hotel. They had the Winter Glamcation event.
Yep.
So there was a group of us who attended. As you can see, Alexander there is dressed in the look
He
as
looks a bit
well.
like a mob guy there.
So this is not
Scary.
just a look for women, it is for men as well.
Yeah.
So if you got yourself a lovely big gold chain, a bit of a white fur coat, I could see you pulling off
Yeah,
that
right.
look as well. I don't think you
Father
believe
Christmas
me.
lookalike. Well, is it
Yeah.
really fashion? No, would that be classed as the fashion of today, the
I
winter
think it's a trend, that we're going to go through, and I think, look, by the time spring comes, we'll be onto something else. But at the moment, while we're freezing cold, this is perfect.
Good to hear there is a future.
Yes,
What else
there
have we
is.
got?
So fashion standout of the month is Katy Perry went to Paris Fashion Week, and look, she knows how to turn heads. She came in
looks
this
incredibly
amazing jaw-dropping mini dress, this bright red by Balenciaga. It was a real showstopper, but it didn't just have
This
any
is
old
a very
train.
long dress.
Yeah, it had a 100-yard train.
Wow, look at it there.
Which in our talk is 91 metres long. And she had the lyrics to her up-and-coming single called Woman's World printed all over it. So
how good is that? What a great
she really made a statement. So it had empowering phrases like, she's a winner, it's a woman's world, printed on there. So she certainly turned
Nothing
heads.
about kissing a girl
in
and liking it?
No, I think that was a few years back. So
Okay,
yeah.
Fair enough. What else have we got?
Now we're going to also talk Fashionista of the Month on socials, and it is none other than the beautiful Nicole McKendry. Now her style is fun, sexy and daring, and here she is at the store opening of the Rebecca Valance store in Claremont Quarter, wearing this beautiful little mini dress here. It's called the Cordelia mini dress. Now what I love about, and this is Rebecca Valance as well.
Sylvia Jeffries there, of course, with her husband Peter Stefanovic.
That's correct.
At their wedding.
So she designed that wedding dress,
Beautiful
which
dress.
is absolutely amazing. So
Now,
yeah.
is she known as being affordable, or are they, if you buy those dresses, you expect to pay a bit
Look,
more?
I think the dress that Nicole had on was around about the $800 mark.
Is that all?
Yes, there's just your small change.
Wow.
So yes.
I don't think my whole wardrobe was worth that.
I know. So
Incredible.
look,
you
it
can
is.
pay a lot for clothes, hey?
Yeah, you really can. And for something that goes in and out, you're going to have to make very wise decisions, I think.
What else have we got?
So, yeah, so I think, look, why I love Nicole and why I've drawn attention to her is because she has such a longevity in the modelling industry. It's an industry where, back in the day we used to think people were done and dusted by the age of 25, and Nicole's been in the industry for long over 2 decades now, modelled internationally, still looks absolutely...
What's the success, do you think?
I think she's moved with the times. She's obviously still looking
Still looks beautiful.
absolutely amazing. And she's definitely has a very healthy lifestyle.
It's funny, modelling has always been one of those things that doesn't progress. It's always to do with looks.
Yes.
And we've never moved past that.
Well, I think, back in the day we were told you were over by 25, but now we have changed a little bit. We're more inclusive of sizes and also of age as well. Like you see a lot of
And we see other
older.
beauty. We see the beauty in the person and not just
Exactly.
the
It goes
makeup.
far beyond. And then also I think modelling and social media are actually blending in as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I
which
reckon
is
down the
great.
track we've got to have a segment with you telling people how they can dress affordably and how they can get away with paying less but looking good.
Yes, that would be very good.
How do people get a hold of you, Bernadette Marie, if they want to get a hold of you? I know
look
you've got
me up.
Instagram and you've also got your website.
Yes, so look me up at Bernadette_Marie with a double E on the end, and the website bernadettemarie.com.au.
Thank you very much, and you're looking dashing today
Thank
as
you
a mob's
so
wife.
much. Yes.
Well done.
Thank
you. Bernadette Marie, of course, talking fashion on the couch, and she'll be back after the break. You're going to be doing the bitchin' segment as
Yes,
well.
I can't
Looking
wait.
forward to that. Stick around. You're watching the couch all the way from Ellenbrook in the eastern suburbs of Perth. We'll be back after the break. See you then.
Connect with The Couch online through Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Welcome back to The Couch. Romeo and Juliet. Don't we always remember that play? The screenplay, what a wonderful drama it was. We're going to relive it again here in Perth with a wonderful cast from a wonderful local theatre. In to talk to us are two of the actors from Romeo and Juliet. We've got Hannah Jade Kepler and, of course, Laurel McClure. Welcome to The Couch, guys.
Thank you. Thanks
Nice
for
to
having
have you
us.
both here.
Thank you for having
Now,
us.
first of all, Laurel, tell me your role. What is your... Who are you in the play?
I'm playing Lord Capulet, so that's Juliet's father. And if you could find really a villain in Romeo and Juliet, he would be it. Yeah.
Is it a good role? Is it a difficult role?
I wouldn't. Yeah, it's challenging, you know, because I've got to play like an adult man, you know.
That's easy.
Yeah.
So, where did you get your acting buzz? Why did you want to become an actor?
Well, my father is kind of like a filmmaker. He makes films, and so I was sometimes in like his movies when I was younger, and then also just us as like a family and like friends, we'd always be like making movies as like a pastime. And I found myself really just enjoying that and really wanting to be an actress. So I joined their drama group when I was like 12. Yeah.
And what's the great thing about being part of the drama group? What does it do for you?
Well, I think it's really great for making friends and for just making connections with people, even like within like the industry and stuff.
And you have a lot of fun, I'm assuming.
Yeah, and it's really fun.
And what a way of growing too. You grow up in your
opportunities.
roles. And I guess you have a lot of fun. Hannah, you're the musical director as well as you're playing Juliet.
Yes.
You're not playing Romeo, which I was expecting you to tell me you're Romeo, but you're Juliet. How did you become the musical director?
Well, we started off with like no music, and then I started writing some songs at university, and I was like, these songs work for Romeo and Juliet. And I was like, I came to the director and was like, hey, what do you think if we added songs? And so I started slowly filtering song by song by song of my own musical compositions into it. And I was like, you know what? Why don't we get other characters to sing other than just Juliet? And so we've now got a slew of a few girls in the cast who sing beautiful numbers, and they sing so lovely.
So here's my question. Why are we doing this? Why did you want to put it all together? What made you? Because you're only 20 years old?
18.
18. They're even younger. And I know you've loved your singing. You've been a performer for years on the couch. You started here with your sisters, etc. What made you want to do that? Because it would not be an easy job to become a musical director at 18 years of age.
I love music. I have a huge passion for music. I love songwriting and composing, and one of the big things I want to do as I get older and get into the industry more, I want to write musicals, and I want to be able to sell musicals and put them on huge shows.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and so I have that, and I thought might as well start with something that I'm passionate about, which is Romeo and Juliet in this show. I love Shakespeare, and so I was like putting them in. The songs work. It's such an easy... Like, so many songs are about heartbreak, and Romeo and Juliet is the biggest heartbreak show ever.
How many songs did you write?
So there's... In Act 1, there's 3.
So 3.
And then in Act 2, there's about 4 or 5.
Yep, so that's 8.
Yeah. And then there's instrumental music that shows
so
throughout.
So it could be about 10 or 12 for the 2 hours of theatre.
Yeah.
What an amazing achievement. Now, your achievements aren't going to stop there, because you're a winner of 3 Youth Fest Awards and 11 Australian Festival of Performing Arts Awards, including the Best Group Performance. Tell us how you got that.
That was, I believe, the main scene that was for was we have this big group number where everyone comes in for our ball scene. It's where Romeo and Juliet meet for the first time. You have a huge monologue
there now.
The entire thing.
Yeah.
But we incorporated music because the scene kept going on for quite a long time, so we added music. Now, recently, we've added dancing, so a number of the characters are dancing to the music. Yeah, you don't have to.
Dad doesn't dance. He just sits there saying angry things all the time. But is it a difficult job, singing, acting, musical directing? Because you're pretty much the management as well of the actual theatre company, and you're only 18.
Yeah, it's quite... I think there's a huge part of like the enjoyment of it. Of course, it's hard, and there are times where I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. This is so much effort.
I've had enough for a week.
I just want to sit and watch TikToks and watch TV. But it is quite... I find a lot of accomplishment and pride in the work I do and making sure that it looks and sounds good and getting people, when people watch it as well, that's a huge
Now,
thing.
the secret is, of course, you come from a musical family.
Yes.
Dad's a bit of a musical family and your mum's a musical family. I'm actually joking there, but that's okay. But you've got 3 sisters that also sing, or 2 sisters that sing with you.
I'm the third.
You're the third one, that's
second,
right. The Kepler
technically.
trio, we call you. Is it your family that helps you achieve all these things that you achieve? Your mum and dad?
I'd say
Because
definitely.
your mum's a media teacher, a drama
Yeah.
teacher.
Yes, definitely. My family, like, definitely have always been huge with music and encouraging the arts and drama and all of those kind of things. And I definitely would not be able to do this, especially since my mum's directing the show. It definitely
Exactly,
helps.
she's the real boss.
Yeah, she's the real boss in charge and able
But
to
sometimes
tell
you've got to
people.
have an adult there that
Yeah,
sort of does all
yes.
the management, the event stuff, and that way you can be the creative artist
Yeah.
and also the musicians as well, which it makes it fantastic. Mum Jerry we've known her for years. She's an amazing lady when it comes to putting things together in the way of theatre. Tell me about your actual theatre group. Who are they and how did it all start?
Well, New City Theatre has been around. We've had a couple of names. We
Yep.
started off as the Canning Performance Troupe about 11 years ago now.
Yes.
And so it started off there, and we did show after show that my mum would constantly write, and she'd write and direct the shows. Then we moved locations for a little bit, ended up at the Canning Town Hall, which is where we've resided for since I was about 9. So
Wow.
how many years was that?
So
many.
the group itself, the theatre group, how do people get involved? If they want to come in and say, I want to be an actor, I want to get some experience. Because I know one of our camera people here, Adam, is part of your crew as well.
Yes.
How do people get involved?
Well, people are able to get in contact through Facebook and Instagram. I think those are the only social medias we have.
Do they need to have a prerequisite? Do they have to be good actors? Do they have to be on Neighbours? Do they have to be, pretty good singers? What do you look for? What do they have to have as a skill for you to say that's all you need to get a start?
It's really the love of it. Like, we have a huge thing of, like, encouraging people because of their love for the performing arts. Anyone can come and have time to do it as long as they're, like, invested, dedicated to their craft and wanting to meet people and have that happy environment. We don't want people there who are just like, who don't want to be here, basically.
No, fair enough. Now, this amazing night of theatre, there's only, 3 nights, I believe?
Yes.
Is that only 3 shows?
3 shows.
So if people don't come to the first show, they've got the second or the third, but then that's it.
Yeah.
There's no encore.
We're potentially performing in October.
Potentially.
Yeah, potentially.
But only if people come and support it.
Come to this show, and then, like, if there's still a need and want for the show, we might put it on again in October.
Let me tell you about Romeo and Juliet, folks. It's directed by Jerry M. Kepler. She had to put in her middle name there. Musical director, of course, the one and only Hannah Jade Kepler. The venue is the Canning Town Hall. It is on the corner of Albany Highway and George Street in Cannington. The dates, these are the dates, and the only dates at this point. Friday the 26th and Saturday the 27th of July at 7:30pm. And then on Sunday, they're doing a matinee, and that will be Sunday the 28th of July at 2pm. Tickets, the standard tickets are $20 for student, child or pensioner, $16 for groups 8+. So if you get 10 people to go, you get it really cheap, actually. That's not bad. Get 20 people coming along. And then there'll be about $15 as well for groups 8 and more. $15, what a bargain. Now, is there anything else you'd like to promote that we haven't remembered to? I know you've got something else coming up later. After this play, you guys are working on another one? Another theatre play, I believe?
Mamma Mia?
Is it Mamma Mia?
Yes.
I'm not a big ABBA fan, but tell me about it.
I'm in a production with Rockingham Theatre Company of their production of Mamma Mia.
Yep.
I play Sophie on 2 days, and I also play Ali on the rest of the days.
I do love ABBA. So are you going to be singing a bit of ABBA at that one?
At that one, yes.
I reckon you should just introduce a little bit of a modern, Romeo and Juliet, and have a bit of ABBA in there as well. I've been cheated by you. No? Maybe not? No. Look, this is a wonderful play. L'Oreal, thank you for coming in today. Was there anything you want to do? Did you want to thank the Academy or maybe your fellow cast members? You've got an amazing cast. You want to promote your cast as well. I know Adam's one of them, and he's a camera person here. How many people, L'Oreal, are part of the cast?
I'm not sure. Maybe like 15. I don't know.
15? That's a big cast.
That's a guess.
Yeah, it's about,
are you all
about
good
15.
friends? Are you a good team? Because I know
Yes.
sometimes you're working until midnight, which is amazing hours for young people. Look, I'm going to wish you all the best. If people want to buy tickets, do you know where to go? If you look on the screen, right in front of you, they'll be there. There'll be a super there, but it's probably not there at the moment, so I'll tell you what it is. Oh, there it is.
taztix.com.au/NCT.
Do you want to try that, Laurel, as well? Laurel?
Okay. taztix.com.au/NCT.
Hannah was a little bit better, but you were better at the finish, so well done. And we'd love you to also support the theatre as well. Is there a theatre website if people want to be part of your fabulous acting group? Mum, yell it out to us. No?
No.
Oh, it's Facebook. So
Yeah, Facebook.
Yeah.
Well
It's on
done.
Facebook.
NCT Drama. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I think we've got all the details there. Look up the Couch website, thecouch.com.au, if you want more details. We'd love you to support this amazing play, Romeo and Juliet. It's coming out soon. Support it. Now, thank you to the ladies for being with us. Hannah's making her way down to the theatre. She's just about down. She's jumped through the window, put on her mic in her hand, and she's going to sing an original song. Please enjoy her performance in the Performance Arts Centre. Here she is.
Fireflies floating by on a weary night, holding hands in the shadows of a ghostly light. The town is quiet as I fade away. I am not okay, I am lost in space. As of sinking through the night where I softly sit, days of drinking down a river trying to kill it. Water rushes preserve me from change. In a life so strange I am disarray. I hear the dreams that haunt me wail their stories. The river flowing through me burns my body. Wash away the sin and pain till I can't remember your name. You are the only thing that kept me sane. Now you stand there like a ghost. You're the back of my vision, the lump in my throat. Daytime spirits offer me a change from my life the waste. The town you love's not the same as you left. The pain you caused let me painted red, running in circles till my lungs ache. Let's fix the problem, let my ribs break. Summer hasn't felt the same from the moment you went. The water's frozen over where I land the riverbed. Can't swim up, can't get out, cannot breathe, start to shout, but nobody's listening. I hear the dreams that haunt me wail their stories. The river flowing through me burns my body. Wash away the sin and pain till I can't remember your name. You are the only thing that kept me sane. Now you stand there like a ghost. You're the back of my vision, the lump in my throat. Daytime spirits offer me a change from my life the waste. The town you love's not the same as you left. The pain you caused let me painted red, running in circles till my lungs ache. Let's fix the problem, let my ribs break. Let my ribs break. Let my ribs break. Let my ribs break. I hear the dreams that haunt me wail their stories. The river flowing through me burns my body. Wash away the sin and pain till I can't remember my own name. You are the only thing that kept me sane. Now you stand there like a ghost. You're the back of my vision, the lump in my throat. Daytime spirits offer me a change from my life the waste. The town you love's not the same as you left. The pain you caused let me painted red, running in circles till my lungs ache. Let's fix the problem, let my ribs break. Let my ribs break. Let my ribs
Welcome back. Time for Bitch, and let me introduce our bitches for today. We've got Bernadette Marie. Thank you very much. Of course, she's a social media creator, content creator. And we've got, of course, Sharon Atwood from Brand Etiquette. Thank you very much for coming in today.
Thank you very much for
Nice to
having
have
me.
you. And welcome back to Chris Moyer, of course, from the world of customer service, good customer service, or improving your customer service. Chris is the man to see.
Thanks, very good to be back.
Welcome back to all three of you.
Thank you.
Now, let's start with you, Chris, because you've just come back from New York and you've got something about, they've just discovered bins over there.
I knew there was a reason why we went to New York City just on a recent holiday, just a month ago, really. And so here's the thing. So New York City, they have just discovered wheelie bins. The quintessential Australian thing that, you know, there's a lot to talk about. We put on our verges once a week. They've just discovered it.
Well, would you be surprised at that? Because they've just discovered that Joe Biden's lost his mind.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. But I mean, you've got to appreciate this. I mean, no one likes to see dirty rubbish piled up.
Enough about Joe Biden.
It brings rubbish. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we're talking about rubbish.
Donald Trump now.
Not American politics. But speaking of rubbish, back to the wheelie bin thing. I mean, you know, at the moment they pile their bags up everywhere, and I wouldn't say it's disgusting because they've got a pretty good, good system to clean it. You've got to remember, New York City has 8.3 million people.
Yep.
Not to mention tourists, so it is heaving. It's an art form there. But what excites me is wheelie bins in Australia. It's like a topic. So there's the whole thing of when you put your wheelie bin out, when are you allowed to put it in someone else's wheelie bin? For instance, there's that. There's can you do ice baths in wheelie bins when you're not putting rubbish in? New York City gets ice. So the funny thing, and then we talk about cockatoos and crows and bin chickens. So what I'm finding really fascinating is not the concept of the wheelie bin for rubbish. I'm interested in how they're going to start to have that quintessential Australian thing, the lifestyle over debates of wheelie bins, alternative uses of wheelie bins. It's a thing.
I must admit, I do put my rubbish in my neighbour's bin because I believe it's owned by the council and we all pay our rates.
Well, once it's on the verge,
correct.
you can. That's
I don't
right.
go into their house or jump their fence. Of course not. But I do think that a lot of us do that. When our bin's full, our neighbour will say, yeah, go for it. Ours is empty. But it's going to be interesting to see America because the mayor apparently came out and made a big deal about they've created this new way of collecting rubbish. And we've been doing it for so long, and it's like, where have they been in America?
And I think Australians are, they want to take the credit, I'm sure, but I think Australians are, we're pretty structured, we're followers, but we're pretty structured people in terms of, we follow rules. You've got to look at some things we've done in the recent years where we're good at following things, as doing the right thing. I worry in a city of 8.3 million people, when you say, I'll put it in my neighbour's bin, well, what are they going to do? Walk down the street and find a free bin? I think it's going to be free for all. I don't know if it's going to work, to be honest.
What do you reckon, Sharon?
The big thing that gets me with this story is that they think they've invented it, which is fascinating. As you say, the cultural aspects. There's always someone in the street. They're always known as the binfluencer. Have you seen that term? That's the person that you rely on to know that it's bin day, especially around...
And the right colour.
And the right colour bin, and if it's two bins,
or
if it's
the one
one
that goes
bin.
around the street checking people's bins to see if you put the wrong stuff in there.
Well, yeah, they start doing that.
I'm going to padlock mine.
So I'm definitely not the binfluencer of my street. No. I do look around and check for other people. But like you say, there's a lot of people around. I don't know that it'll be as controlled as we are.
8.3 million, you said?
Yeah.
That's a lot of
I just remember, given the time of recording this, I got my annual, financial year thing from the council the other day, and it's a full booklet, really, on what bins. You put in what bin, when, all of that sort of stuff. And I don't know if people take time to read it. It's complex stuff to do.
I'm a skim reader, so I don't read.
Are you a binfluencer?
I'm not a binfluencer. I will. My talents will go to social media, but not bin. I do not know what day of the week it goes out, and I don't want that responsibility. But it's really nice to know that we can be at the forefront of this kind of, amazing feat.
Yep.
Normally we're always learning from Americans.
Let's wish them well.
They can learn from us.
On their new journey with the wheelie bin. Sharon, what's your topic?
Well, in the current cost of living crisis, the beacon of hope at IGA at the moment is the $8 a kilo corn silverside.
I saw this on Sunrise. Obviously, someone leaked it from my media releases, but Sunrise had the story. Now, when I was a kid growing up, we used to eat a lot of corned beef.
I do it a lot. I was raised the same way. And it's funny now that my kids, though, as soon as you say to them, well, I've got the slow cooker out, oh, Mum's popping the corn silver side in. But we do have to have the buttery mashed potatoes, white pepper.
It's what you eat with.
Yeah, honey glazed carrot, peas and corn.
So how do you cook it? Just quickly tell me how you prepare it in the long cooker.
Yeah, in the slow cooker. So I do it from cold, put all the spices and things in the water. I'm very particular about the size and shape of corn silver side that I choose. So I do have to get down and I want something of a fairly uniform size.
Not cook with anything before you put it in the water?
No, just straight in there and all the bits and pieces that have to go in there.
Is it a tough meat? Is that why you have to soften it in water?
I think too, because it's corned, because it's got that in there, you're kind of cooking that out a bit, you're cooking it through, just to sort of balance the flavours out. But it also obviously makes it very tender.
So the story basically talks about how, because of the cost of living, it's increased in the way of selling, and people are affordable. It's affordable for people that don't have a lot of money.
And there's no waste, and as my dad will attest, it's the best sandwich the next day with a bit of tomato sauce.
Definitely. Well, we spoke about this. Do you remember Spam? We used to eat that as a kid, and my mum used to buy it. We never knew it was cheap. We just used to slice it. Mum used to fry it, and we thought it was like bacon. We loved it with an egg or whatever you wanted to eat with it. Now, corned beef is something we grew up with.
Yeah.
But I wonder how many of you guys, let's go with you first.
I actually didn't. I don't think I've actually ever tried Spam.
Have you ever cooked it for your family?
No, I've never cooked it and I've never tried it. But you see, I used to love Silverside, and I think you've got to do what you've got to do in this economy, and also it's healthy. There's no fat.
There's no fat. There's no waste.
So you're all for the support of increasing the sales, eh?
I am. I'm all for it. And anything you can put in a slow cooker also gets rid of your time factor.
Exactly. And soon they'll come up with a recipe with one of those ovens. What do they call
in the air fryer?
Air fryer.
Yeah.
You can do just about anything in the air fryer.
But I like this though, because you don't have to worry about wheelie bins. You put your stuff in the slow cooker. It's perfect. It's easy. I'm hearing this for the first time today, and I'm thinking, I grew up in a family with the Croatian influence, so Silverside wasn't necessarily on our menu regularly. I don't mind the taste of it, but look, I've got a young family right now. I would be, and we tried the Aldi shop, and many times still do, whatever we can save, on the grocery bill. So I'm keen to give it a go.
It's amazing, isn't it? When you talk about the foods we grew up with, tripe. And we loved it. Kids now wouldn't even touch it. My mum used to cook it beautifully with potatoes and a creamy sauce with it. Yep. And we loved it. We didn't know it was like...
We used to think the luxury, my nanny used to make brawn.
Yeah.
And when it was Brawn Sunday and you had to go around and help, and there'd be all these bits and pieces in the kitchen on the go. Yeah. But you had to help to get your take-home brawn.
And we used to eat chicken livers and things like that. And we never knew they were chicken livers. We just thought it was food. But it's amazing how this corned beef, it's become such a popular thing. And obviously the meat sales are going up and people are buying it, so it's good.
Yeah. But you know what we've been finding out as well? The other day we were cooking something and my parents came over and it was a dish that they had ordinarily cooked, that was passed down through generations. And as we're eating it, we were like, look, this is really flavoursome, but it's missing something. We're trying to figure out, what it was missing, because you're trying to continue the recipe. Yeah. Turns out we'd bought too much or too expensive a mince. So, and it's funny, like
cheaper
so we bought the real big, best quality mince. We think, well, wow, it's not, and it's a 6-star rating. Whereas my mum's saying, she goes, no, look, you got to get the one and get the bacon with all the fat on it, because all of that stuff, adds to it. So
you're right,
it saves money and better flavour.
Yeah, nachos. If you're going to make nachos and you want the beef needs to be the cheaper ones, there's more fat to create that beautiful, long-lasting taste. Bernadette, you've got a great story.
I've got a very disgruntled customer from Coles.
This is another Karen, I think.
I know. Her name's actually Jade Zane. Now, she was a shopper accused of stealing at one of those self-service checkouts.
This is where you scan your own food.
You scan your own food, and she went to scanning she picked up the zucchini and entered the capsicum's code.
How many times does that happen to all of us?
How many times does that happen?
Picked up the capsicum and the zucchini.
And then the Coles employee comes over and says, hang on a minute, you're stealing, kind of thing. And she says, who the F are you to accuse someone of stealing if you haven't seen it first? Because your little things being taken on the video, your pictures being taken on the video first. And then he's actually gone back and seen it, and he's apologised. But she posted it online, and it's gone viral.
Yeah, look, she was in a bit of a raged anger in the video I saw.
Yeah.
Is this part of the new world? Now, you guys all work in social media and marketing and customer relations. Your opinion first, as a creation creator, content creator.
And look, I know that those things do go viral, but then I think your morals have to come into play. You know,
would you do something like that?
No, I wouldn't.
Even as a content creator, would you put yourself?
I wouldn't, and this is why I haven't gone viral. But but it's just, I don't know, unless it was really unfair and they owed me a lot of money and I had to get something out.
I'm just surprised how many people go to the social media rather than Ring Consumer Protection.
Sometimes it gets attention a lot quicker than going through the normal methods.
But do you sometimes, and this is my opinion here, I wonder sometimes the guilty conscience, they know that the department they're going to ring or the authority they're going to complain to is going to say, you're making a mountain out of a molehill, go away and grow up. And they don't want that because in a rage they're going to hit out at somebody.
Emotional.
What do you reckon, Sharon?
I think exactly as you say, is they think this way they're going to get some sympathy, and we've seen that backfire so many times where people have gone to the public, they've thought, hey, this isn't going to pass the pub test, put it online, and they haven't got the sympathy that they were expecting. And not judging this case either, but I think a lot of these now we're seeing are faked. They're fully orchestrated, purely for clicks, purely for views. People are baiting
Would
retailers.
you waste your time over a zucchini? You didn't go to jail. You were apologised to.
But if you get, how much traction you can get out of it, I think people are doing a lot of this now on purpose.
Yep, fair enough. And what about yourself, customer service expert?
Yeah, I work in the world of service, and here's what gets me about that article, right? I'm surprised that the staff member who usually stands lifeless on their anti-fatigue mat, staring at the ceiling that you have to wave to get them to come over. I'm surprised that the staff member actually proactively, number one, was walking around, number two, saw it, number three, actually said something, which, by the way, is refreshing, because they're actually doing something. And that's the thing. I've never thought about stealing, but you sort of sometimes, because I just can't imagine it, but I don't know, the supervision's not all there really, and I think we need more of that active service by those staff members. That way, if you scan something and need them to unlock the blip or whatever you call it, they're right there. But
I tend to agree with you. Look, I think you're right. The customer service, they're usually young kids, and the job's not the most riveting. And I must admit, I did something the other day and it locked the machine up. And I waited, and then the lady eventually, I had to get her attention. She came over, scanned it with her card, didn't even look, just overrid the machine. And I ended up with 2 free yogurts. But I mean, that was lovely. And the point is, I'm not saying people steal stuff, but I'm saying to you that I don't think the staff at Coles would have said to her, you're a thief. I don't even think they would have even known it. I think they may have said, look, I think you scanned the wrong thing. And she probably got offended because she probably knew that she was scanning. Because I've seen people scan the cheap apples as the Granny Smith or the cheap oranges.
And controls being put back in the customers, and customers are happy to have that control. So that's the thing, why was she going through there in the first place? There's always service checkouts.
Coles, Woolworths and Aldi have all got the self-serve now, and they love it because no matter how much you steal, and I've been told this, they are still saving thousands and millions on salaries, and they factor that in their budget, I think.
Yes.
Thank you very much, all three of you. Bernadette Marie, Sharon Atwood, and of course Chris Moyer. Welcome back as well. We'll have them back on again very, very soon. Just before we go, question for you, because I think we've got about a minute or two, is that right? A couple of minutes? Joe Biden. Now, from your own backgrounds, let's go with Chris first. Customer service point of view, the way they've handled this, how would you have handled it?
Well, I was expecting you, when you looked at me then, to call me Sharon, for instance, because that would be the gaff.
That's what he did.
There and then, to call. So, how many gaffes do you make in the world of presentations? And it's kind of like, how many is tolerable, especially when you've got the immense focus on you? How many excuses?
Do you think it's time for him to go? I mean, on a personal level.
I think what you see on a personal level, it doesn't scream confidence, it doesn't scream stability, it doesn't scream, it doesn't scream presidential, the office of the president. Yes. We've got to remember, it's the
hand on that button.
He's caretaking the office of president.
Correct. Yeah. Sharon, what do you reckon? As a brand, would you run that one?
I think it's even looking at his brand and also the brand of an entire country that puts their faith behind someone that the world has concerns about.
Yep.
And I think you step
Gotta
back
go.
to that point, and that's another concern that I would have.
And would you have him on your content on a podcast? He probably wouldn't remember to be there.
He wouldn't turn up. Who's advising
He'd
this
walk
guy?
away and you'd have to grab him by the hand.
Who are
Look,
his advisors?
what do you reckon? All three of you agree he should really maybe stand
Gotta
down.
go.
Time to retire.
It's time.
Unless he
It's not an
flips
age.
it around. You remember that? Was it Ronald Reagan that had that joke where he
Yeah.
said, I don't remember who he was the opponent to in the debate. He said something, they said, Ronald Reagan, are you too old to be a president? And he said, I'm not going to let the inexperience and youth of my opponent affect me or something like that.
Very
so he
true.
flipped it really well.
Well said. Thank you to all of you. Thank you to you
Thank
at home
you.
for
Thank
watching
you.
us. Thank you to Victoria for making us number one. We'll see you next week. Thanks to our wonderful crew as always. Have a wonderful week off next week. We're not here next week, so you'll get this show again, which is a bonus. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks' time on The Couch on Foxtel, C31 and C44. And don't forget YouTube and Facebook, thecouch.com.au. Goodbye. Bye, Australia.
On the couch with
This episode of The Couch is proudly supported by Retrovision. Shop with the confidence that you're getting the best price on offer. And Safety Compliance Global, taking care of all your safety requirements. Thank you for supporting local.